Okay. Good morning, judges. Today we are presenting our project about water treatment product using chitosan extracted from shrimp shells.
Okay, importance of the problems. All of you guys know that water is very important to our lives. Some may say that water is a building blocks of life, but because of the water pollution, the water quality have been affected. And when we look at the seafood industry in Thailand, around 180,000 tons of shrimps have been used, and many of that industry doesn't have an effective ways to do the shrimp shells. That's why we use the shrimp and extract and get the chitosan. And we mix the chitosan with the alums to make the product that's used for treat the water by sedimentation process and to attach to the oil in the water. Our objective is to study how to treat water effectively way by sedimentation process and be friendly to the environment, and to find an effective use of the shrimp shells.
For our variables, our independent variable is the amount of chitosan inside the product. For our dependent variable is the amount of infrared light that's reflected back. And for our control variable is the amount of alum, amount of water, oil, and dirt. And finally is the product weight. To start with our experimentation, we need to start with extracting the chitosan, which we start by baking of the shrimp shells until it's dry. After that, we need to get rid of the protein in a process called deproteinization. After we get rid of the protein, we need to get rid of the minerals in a process called demineralization. After that, we will get a substance called chitin. Chitin is a carbohydrate in a polysaccharide groups, mostly found in animals with exoskeleton. To turn the chitin into chitosan, we need to get rid of the two acetates group inside of the chitin to make it become chitosan. The two acetates group are this one and this one. When we get rid of it, it will become an amine group, which is NH2.
Okay, after we got the chitosan that we already extracted, we split into 6 parts. That by the two going to be the same, and in the amount of 20 grams, 60 grams, and 100 grams. And then we use to make into two products, which is the Thai traditional medicine waste, or what we call the bolus, and the bad bomb waste. And then we taste the product in 5 liters of water, mix it with 75 grams of dirt and 50 milliliters of oils, and then we leave it in there for an hour.
The way we record the results, we use an IPST board connected to an infrared sensor. How an infrared sensor works it will send out a beam of infrared light, and the amount reflected back will be collected in the processors and turned into numbers.
Okay, the experiment result.
So at first you can see that there's oil and dirt floating inside the water, and after a bit you see something floating on top. That thing is chitosan floating. It came up to attach itself with the oil. We didn't put it long enough for it to cause sedimentation, so for an hour it will just float on top.
Okay, so this is the graph that shows the amounts of light reflected in infrared and the amount of chitosan in the way of making in traditional medicine waste. As you can see, in the chitosan of 100 grams, alarm of 20 grams, and glucose syrup in 30 grams give us the best result. Oh, first I need to say that if it's a high amount of light reflected in infrared sensor, this means the water is having the sediment and not clear and clears. So this one is the graph that shows the light reflected in infrared sensor and in the amounts of chitosan in the ways of making in bath bomb. So the amount of chitosan in 100 grams and alarm is 20 grams. The baking soda is 10 grams, citric acid is 10 grams, and the cornstarch in 10 grams give us the best result. And this one is the comparison between two of both. So in the bath bomb, 100 grams is the best result for all of the experiment. And this one is the comparison between the pH level. As you can see, as the bath bomb decreased the pH level.
The reason for that is we believe it's because of the citric acid inside the bath bomb, which is a acid, which will reduce the overall amount of pH in the water to make it become acidic.
So the experiment results, chitosan does have property to to speed up the sedimentation process, and when it is mixed with the alums, it could treat the water to an extent. The amounts of chitosan and the alums decides how effective the product is, and when it's mixed with the baking soda, it's more effective because it gets work faster.
Our suggestion, if you want to make a water treatment product in the process of sedimentation, using chitosan, you should also put in something else because chitosan mainly reacts with oil. So, but in water, there's more than oil. There's also dirt and heavy metals. In our case, we use alum to make it fall into sediment. Thank you for listening.
โอเคนะครับจบไปแล้วนะครับสำหรับการนำเสนอนะครับต่อไปเป็นรอบการตอบคำถามครับขอเชิญท่านคณะกรรมการครับ
So once it's sedimentation happens, how do you get everything out of the water to actually clean the water out? You precipitated everything out. Do you have process or ideas for how you get the precipitate out of the water?
So in that process, we could use a net, but that might kick up the sediment again. So you need to be very careful when you take it out. So in our เราไม่ได้ใส่ scope ไม่ได้ใส่ไอ้ขอบเขต
As we say the first for our adjective, we want to be friendly to environment, and with the we can mix with other things, but it's out of our scope. For we can mix with the จุลินทรีย์อะไรวะ
จุลินทรีย์คืออะไรวะ
จุลินทรีย์ครับแล้วก็คือสามารถเป็นฟูพวกดีโอค่าดีโอในน้ำได้ครับคือเราสามารถผสมกับสิ่งอื่นได้อีกครับ โฟกัส on ค่าพวกค่าแสงครับค่าแสงที่ขาดก็ควร
ตะกอนที่อยู่ในน้ำอะครับเราโฟกัสให้มันน้อยลงขอบคุณครับ
ครับผมท่านคณะกรรมการมีข้อสักถามไหมครับไม่มียังพอมีเวลาเหลือนะครับเด็กๆข้างหลังท่านผู้ปกครองมีคำถามอะไรไหมครับถามได้นะครับเด็กๆสงสัยตรงไหนไหมแลกเปลี่ยนเรียนรู้กันนะครับ
Where are you envision this being used? Is this like we can walk into the old town and throw in the canal and clean up the canal, or is this more like
No, it's for the house drainage system. Yeah. Okay.
ครับผมขอเสียงปรบมือให้